Hey, what is up, fight fans? Today we're unpacking why Khamzat Chimaev just had the happiest homecoming of his life, what those gifts really mean, why some rivals are calling his style scared while legends call it brilliant, and how Conor found a way, again, to stay in your feed while Khabib trends for something that isn't even new. We'll keep it rapid, balanced, and rumor-labeled. Let's roll. Camera saw a car, people felt a message. He didn't step into silence, he stepped into percussion. Jet door opens, drums kick, flags wave, the runway turns into a parade route. He hugs family first, then walks straight into the handshake that says the region is watching. Keys flash. A Mercedes Maybach appears like an exclamation mark. That's the clip everyone saw. The smile became a thumbnail, the car became a headline. But here's the conversation people had after the clip ended. In this corner of the world, congratulations sometimes travel further than a photo op. The bigger thank you often lives where cameras don't go. Long-term support, land, training facilities, stuff that outlives applause. Is it confirmed? No. Is the speculation loud? Very. We'll call it what it is, whispers with precedent. Either way, the message landed. This wasn't just metal around a waist, it was a mirror for the next generation. If one kid from the mountains can do it, more kids can too. A night of pressure, not panic. Chicago didn't look like chaos, it looked like calculus. He didn't hunt a brawl, he removed options. Level change without drama, fence lean into mat return. Shoulder pressure that turns posture into a memory. 5 rounds later, the scorecard sounded like a lecture. This is how you control risk when the stakes are everything. Dominance doesn't always scream, sometimes it hums. When fans don't get car crash exchanges, they call it boring. But control done right is not avoidance, it's weaponized calm. The secret ingredient wasn't magic, it was math. Takedown attempts served as questions. Top control served as time theft. Every almost escape cost more oxygen than the last. By the championship rounds, the challenger wasn't being beaten up, he was being run out of choices. Scared versus brilliant. Not everyone clapped. Nate Diaz lit the timeline with one of the harshest reads, calling it a scared style, and clowning the light ground shots. Language will censor because you already know how it sounded. His point, intimidation in promos doesn't match patience on fight night. On the other end, Jon Jones saw excellence. He praised the control, called the performance brilliant, and added that he expects more finish hunting next time. Same film, 2 conclusions. That's prize fighting. That's also the algorithm. Conflict travels. And why marketing just got harder. Zoom out and a pattern pops. A cluster of champions and top contenders now share an accent and a training culture. Dagestan, Chechnya, Georgia, the map keeps showing up on big nights. Meanwhile, US men's belts have been scarce. That forces a pivot. The UFC loves chaos, this era sells inevitability. The sales pitch changes from will they go to war to can anyone solve this puzzle? It's different, not worse. And if you've ever watched a champion make elites look ordinary, you know inevitability is addictive. I know the system and send the contract. Caio Borralho says the mystique doesn't move him. He trained with the champ, understands the sequences, and believes footwork and feints can force reaching shots he can punish. Rainier de Reeder thinks posture and frames can flip the script, meet pressure with structure, turn top into bottom, attack the exits. Paulo Costa keeps it simple. He trusts violence, knees at the seam, midline uppercuts, and the refusal to be quieted on the fence. Everyone has a plan until the lock clicks. Habits beat speeches. Green shorts, gym clips, and a meme that never sleeps. Conor doesn't need a fight book to headline your timeline. Training clips drop, the iconic green shorts return, a meme pokes the old rivalry, and the comments section supplies the gasoline. Where do you call it trolling or promotion? It works because attention is a belt of its own, and he's still wearing a piece of it. Meanwhile, that old clip of Khabib politely declining a handshake with a female analyst trended like it was brand new. Context, it aligns with his beliefs. It was respectful and explained at the time. It resurfaced, not rehappened. A streamer's loud reaction poured jet fuel on a moment that had already occurred years ago. Internet time is a circle. Holloway's gift, Poirier's foundation. Max Holloway did the same thing before. He mailed Dustin Poirier the gloves from their fight, and Poirier said they'll be auctioned for his foundation. That's how you turn damage into good. Small gesture, big ripple. In a week full of hot takes, that one cooled the room. travel lug energy. Because the MMA universe needs levity, Merab filmed a travel day in Shanghai that looked like a highlight reel for joy. Skyscrapers, soup dumplings, and the kind of wide-eyed delight that makes a title contender feel like your funny cousin. It's hard not to root for people who love life between the rounds. How to fight the mountain style. 3 roads show up in every serious camp sheet. Violence, punish the level change. Short uppercuts, well-timed knees, elbows on the crossface. It's the home run plan. If it lands, it changes everything. If it whiffs, you're underneath a blanket. Geometry, angles and pivots so small that they look like stillness. Force shots to start from bad distances. Make him take one more step than he wants. Every inch adds a beat you can use. Entropy, choreographed scrambles, hip heist instead of hoping, Granby instead of wishing, reverse to hit, not reverse to run. If you make the top man defend on the exit, you tax his whole strategy. None of this is secret. The question is, can you do it after 7 minutes of being glued to the fence while the crowd boos and your lungs bargain for mercy? Small add-ons, big outcomes. No need to reinvent a working engine. Stack layers, ground shots that open the chin without unseating the hips, wrist rides that make posts illegal by physics, submission threats that multiply scorecards even when the choke isn't close. Let people chant boring now. 3 defenses later, they'll chant inevitable, and inevitability sells out arenas too. Why whispers matter even when they're unconfirmed. Back to the gifts. The Maybach is public. The larger package lives in rumor. Still, there's a reason the conversation won't die. In this region, stars sometimes become symbols, and symbols attract investments dressed as congratulations. If something bigger did happen, you'll probably see it later in quiet ways. A new training center, better mats, more chances for kids. If it didn't, the story did its job anyway. It kept the spotlight hot. Acceptance beats panic. If you're fighting a pressure king, accept the first takedown before the fight starts. Acceptance isn't surrender, it's a plan. When your back hits the fence, don't donate your neck just to stand up. Build, not burst. 1 reckless explosion equals 3 patient stands in oxygen cost. Control your breath, control the next minute, and you control your chance. Most title fights aren't won by the better fighter, they're won by the better minute manager. Why this era converts skeptics. Fans adapt. Give them 3 straight defenses built on control, and the same voices that yell, "do something," start appreciating the tiny things. The hands fighting for underhooks, the way a knee slice becomes a feint, the rhythm of a wrist ride that kills a post before it's born. Mastery is a slow burn that ends up cooking the room. What the UFC sells next. The poster doesn't change, the pitch does. It's no longer 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, it's can anyone solve the riddle? That's compelling. Every contender press conference becomes a math class. Every main event becomes a referendum on patience. If someone cracks the code, it's a miracle night. If they don't, the aura gets another layer of armor. Next, title defense. Feet first, heavy circles mean the shot is loading. Head position. If it parks under the chin and stays, the round is mostly gone. Exits. If the champion resets without eating something sharp, your upset odds just dropped. Breathing. Listen after the first scramble. If it stutters, the clock just switched corners. After the parade ends, drums fade, car parks, belt sits on a shelf it wasn't built for. Somewhere a coach is saying again, and the champ is nodding. Boring hours make loud nights. If those hours stay honest, time will bend his way. If not, even engines built in the mountains can overheat. 1 breath. Public Maybach, private whispers. A belt won with patience and pressure, a regional wave changing the sport's language, Polarized takes from icons, a challenger line with blueprints and bravado, Conor stirring the algorithm, an old Khabib moment trending like it's new, a Holloway Poirier reminder that respect still lives here, Merab being joy in human form. That's the week. The mountain style sits on the throne, who's climbing? If you like fast rumor-labeled breakdowns with real technique inside the story, hit subscribe and stick around. We keep it tight, we keep it honest, and we keep it moving. The next chapter always comes sooner than your timeline thinks.